Zillow, Redfin, Opendoor, layoffs. What's going on? Hi, I'm Amol Heda with Keller Williams Bay Area Estates and author of Thriving Through Ownership. We are just seeing news of layoffs all over, and particularly three of them caught my eye: Zillow, Redfin, and Opendoor. These are the revolutionaries, or what they think, in the real estate industry. What's going on? So, Zillow and Redfin are actually data providing platforms. So what they do is they take the data from open sources, like from the US Census, from the city and county property tax data, and they aggregate this, and then they generate some graphs or home values by averages or median or whatever they might be processing, and they provide that as information. Now, what has happened is a lot of home buyers are now extremely tech savvy, and they look at this data or the information that these portals provide, and they think that they got it all to make their calls and make their decisions. And so we, in the last 5 or 10 years, as Zillow and Redfin started taking the foothold and started becoming stronger, the buyers started feeling that they could make their decision without having an agent in between, because you don't need all the information that comes with it. So in the progression, Redfin and Zillow even tried to do their own brokerages, meaning they could have brokers, and these brokers would help buyers and sellers do transactions. Redfin does have the brokerage model working for it. Opendoor is different. Opendoor tried to become a real estate store. That is, they will buy goods or homes from sellers, and they will just put it on the market, saying that they are going to make the home buying and selling process very easy. And that's what Opendoor was doing. So these three models are largely the same. Remember that when these technology-aided platforms try to make it easy, they're still selling the property at market value. So the notion that there is no agent in between, no commissions in between, is false. They're selling the property at the same price as what you would buy with the help of an agent. So now what has happened is, while it was the uptrending market, they would buy it at lower price, they would sell it at a higher price, and they would book the arbitrage. So all they were doing was they were taking stock into their control, like they were buying a property, putting it in their stock, just like a store, and selling it. Storefronts work slightly differently though. Storefronts don't always buy all the goods. What they do is they first take the goods from the manufacturer or the distributor, and they just sell these goods on consignment basis. So if the market drops or if the market increases, they just end up selling it. The profit passes to the manufacturer or the distributor of the goods. So storefronts work differently. Whereas in case of real estate, multiple things make it a very risky proposition to do this. Of course, the money is high, so the profits are much higher, and that's the reason why all these companies just jumped head to toe. So the prices are very high. You're buying all out from the seller. If the market starts going sour, the seller is already gone with the money. The loss is to be booked by these companies. And so from a very strong market, which we saw during and after the pandemic, now with the interest rates jumping up, naturally these companies are suddenly in a fix. They are losing money. And that's the reason why you're seeing this entire iBuyer industry in turmoil. Real estate is the biggest decision when you are buying or selling a property. That too, you do this only once in 10 years, maybe 7 years on an average. So the landscape changes, the market changes, the numbers are huge, and there is a lot of legality in these transactions. And that's the reason why you need an agent. So let's see what the Redfin and Zillow and Opendoor are doing. They present the data, they make it into information, and then you as a buyer makes the decision, or seller makes the decision. So there is a huge difference between data or just putting the data on a portal and making a decision. I call it as the difference between data and I did it. Did it stands for data to information, decision. That's where your realtor comes into play. If you think this helps, share with your friends who might need it. And subscribe, click on the bell button so that you get notified on them the next time I do a video. Thank you for watching. Bye.